Good evening. Ira Epstein, and here we are with your metal market wrap-up. And this wrap-up is for the evening of, where are we? Tuesday. And we're sitting here now at the 24th of February, 2026, about 6:28 p.m. Central Time. So we had a big break on a Monday as Yale Hirsch of Trader's Almanac often taught, and I discussed this with him because when I first met him, I was so lucky. I was just getting into cycles and all that part of the market, and he would tell me what he had discovered and why and blah, blah. Interesting man. Not with us anymore, but his service is still there. And if you had a big move on a Monday, now you had to define what big was, because when this came about, Dow moves were not like this, but everything is relative. And you could expect the Tuesday attempted a reversal of it. It didn't matter if it was up or down. And that's pretty much what you had in the markets today. You're giving back a little bit tonight in the gold, the silver, the copper. Everything down a little bit. We'll see where the dollar opens, but probably a little bit higher as most of the currencies are trying to rally. Energy markets up a little bit as we keep building massive forces in the Middle East. We now have the Gerald Ford in the Mediterranean. You know, we never know exactly where it's at until they let us know where it's at. But it's now within striking distance of what it has to do. And this is going to get very interesting because Iran decided now, at the last minute, by the way, that they're not going to turn in what they called their proposal, their term sheet, whatever it is. They'd rather discuss it face to face on Thursday. They have delayed this president enough, and I'm talking our president. So we will see what they're going to do. Word is that they are absolutely holding to their red line, that there will be no talks on missiles, there will be no talks about them giving money to surrogates, and there will not be an Iran, according to what I'm hearing, walking away from nuclear enrichment. They may decide to allow even more than the UN to come in and take a look from countries that they approve as to what they're doing. Does that sound to you like something that our president would accept? If so, I'm really judging our guy wrong. So we will see. And the stakes are very high. Do not think this is going to be like it was last time. I expect casualties, could be drawn out, but I think we're prepared for it. And the question for this regime in Iran, they may be rolling the dice and just saying this is our shot. We either have a regime or we don't. I don't know. We'll find out. When we go to other data that we're having, we should do that right now before I get too far. But before I even do that, for those of you that want to subscribe to my Spider ETF, my futures markets, that have never subscribed, never a paid subscription. If you had a free one, that's not a subscriber. Paid subscriber, I'm going to offer one time to you 60% off on any subscription you choose. It can be the 3-month or the 1-year subscription. So you're talking dollars for the 3-month. Are you talking $15, $20? Take a look. You'll see what I'm talking about. You're going to get my updates. You're going to get the ideas. You're going to be able to follow trade recommendations I put out from beginning to end. There'll be winners. There'll be losers. I promise you. There will be both in it. Nobody walks on water. The idea, though, is you'll see the reasons for the trades, why we do them, and yes, how long we can stay in them and what they're about. To get this, you go to iraepstein.com in your browser and type in newsub /newsub afterwards. That's crucial. It is not on our website. It's a special page we created. You can move your cursor to the top up here. You'll be able to get there that way. And if you're with YouTube watching, you can click there. If you're on your big computer, it'll take you there as well. You can always call my staff. They can help you. But this isn't going to last, I promise you. So hope you take advantage. Now let's take a look at the news that we have, because there's not a lot tomorrow. Everything's going to be about what the president says tonight in the State of the Union. I think it's going to be long. I've never seen so much happen in 1 year. You may like the man, you may dislike the man, but his goal is to make America under his idea great again. There's obviously big pros and cons on what that means one way or the other. He'll tell you what it means because it's his stage tonight. And as his stage, he will go through everything he's done, what he intends on doing, and why under the next 3 years, what you've seen so far ain't nothing. And I'm making that up, but I can't believe he won't do that. You're going to get the Mortgage Market Association numbers, and then after that, we're going to get a number of Fed speakers. But the Fed speakers are all saying pretty much the same thing. They're saying that they're watching. Right now, as long as the market stays the way it is, they're going to sit. They're disappointed to a person that inflation has stayed as sticky and above target for this length of time. Everyone that we've seen so far, and I write about it in my newsletter. So if you take the 60% off in my futures newsletter, you get that twice a day from me. So let's go now, if we could, to the chart action and see what we've got. In the gold market, obviously the one thing that should be on your mind is Iran. What's going to happen? And at this point, we're up, and it's only Wednesday trade. You're up nearly 2% for the week already. When you take a look at the chart action, you had this spike high, this low, and you've drifted. But recently, just starting, believe it or not, this week, we came out of this real tight action, and we're coming out to the upside so far. The pattern is still one of a lower low and a higher high. Uptrends are normally higher highs, higher lows. The support, well, you have fought battles now since February, the beginning of it, at the 18-day average, and you're just lifting away from it. Whether it can stay that way, it will, I think, depend on what happens in the next 48 hours between the meeting between our delegates and Iran. If Iran goes, well, it was a great meeting, we're going to go back, we haven't scheduled another meeting yet, we will, and everything went fine, and we all know where we're focused on. The focus will probably be on airships very soon. In the Bollinger Bands, you can see where the resistance is, the upper Bollinger Band as we come to the gold, but the market has stayed over the past week now, basically 5 trading days, over the 18-day average, but it's overbought. It's got to prove it can do something with an overbought by embedding, otherwise a problem. Look at how you've come down in this, where silver is now stronger than gold. So we got up and we stayed up from the end of January into basically almost, 90% of February, and now silver suddenly gaining back that momentum. I don't think it's going very far because the upper Bollinger Band is now right on top of the market. It will take some event to make it blast out of there. I don't know that we've got it. I see nothing in the copper but spinning back and forward. This is going to be an important area. Now, I was just reading how Goldman Sachs is thinking the market's going back up to these highs, and they were giving reasons in one of their memos as to why. Okay, they're right, they're wrong. It's like anybody else. When we look at the platinum coming up, like silver, you're running into the upper Bollinger Band for the resistance. And in the dollar, you are sitting now at the 200-day average, coming up to the Bollinger Band and then the 100 in an overbought market. It's not going to be about chart action. It's going to be about what happens between the U.S. and Iran, because we don't know what we're going to wake up to. There could be a surprise. I mean, there's always the chance that Iran says and changes its mind, and the reason they didn't give the paper to the U.S., they see what's going on and they go, we're going to give up uranium enrichment and this is how we're going to do that, and we'll see if that happens. If you believe that, great. You can't say it can't happen. There could be a small variant of it that President Trump will decide to accept. But if it's just, no, we're going to do it, trust us, game over. Don't trust him. That's my final say. I'm Ira Epstein. Hope you watch the other videos. Take advantage of the sale that we have as well. Remember, we'll have links up here and a link over here for you watching us on YouTube. And it's iraepstein.com. New sub. Can't be easier than that. Take care.